Let's be real, our digital lives are pretty much run by a handful of giants. You know who I'm talking about: Google, Meta, Microsoft. Their apps are just the default for how we work, how we chat, how we browse the web. But what if there was another way? A challenger has emerged, and they're building an entire ecosystem on a totally different philosophy. So what does it actually take to go up against the biggest names in tech? Let's dive in and find out.
Just think about it for a second. Your browser, your chat app, your spreadsheets, I'm willing to bet that most of them come from the same 2 or 3 companies. Now that lock-in is convenient for sure, but it also brings up some serious questions about privacy and our data. So today, we're going to look at a company that's trying to build a way out. All right, so in one corner we have the Goliaths of the tech world, and in the other, a new challenger is stepping into the ring, Zoho. It's an Indian tech company that's been, quietly building a whole suite of alternatives with a very, very different game plan. I mean, you can't really argue with their dominance, right? Chrome is the standard for browsing. WhatsApp is the go-to messaging app for over 500 million people in India alone. And Excel? It's the undisputed king of spreadsheets in the corporate world. They're fast, they're familiar, and they are absolutely everywhere. And here is our challenger. Now, Zoho isn't exactly new, but its recent push into apps for you and me, the everyday consumer, is really starting to make waves. Their entire mission is built on 3 main pillars. First, protecting your privacy. Second, boosting your productivity. And third, promoting what they call digital sovereignty, the kind of made-in-India approach where your data is stored locally. So what's Zoho's big play here? How are they planning to compete? Well, their number one angle is privacy. They're betting that a lot of us are getting tired of being the product and are actively looking for tools that protect us from all that tracking and surveillance. Okay, so what does a privacy-first browser actually do for you? Take a look at this number. Over 6,300. That is how many trackers, ads, and potential malware threats Zoho's browser, called Ulaa, blocked in just 1 week of testing. This isn't some minor background feature. It's the core promise of the app, and it's working hard from the moment you install it.
But Ulaa's privacy shield goes way deeper than just a simple ad blocker. It anonymizes your usage stats, so even Zoho can't trace that data back to you. Every time you launch it, it automatically resets your browser ID, which basically makes you a new user every single time. It blocks all those pesky social media trackers by default. It even disables things like DNS prefetching, which is a process that can accidentally reveal your browsing habits.
And this whole privacy-first approach carries right over to their messaging app, Arattai. The promise here is simple but really powerful. No ads, ever. Zoho says flat out they will not monetize your data, and all of it is stored on servers inside India. It's a direct shot at Meta's ecosystem, where, our user data is basically the currency. But, and this is a big but, here's a crucial difference that privacy-focused users have pointed out. While WhatsApp gives you end-to-end encryption for everything, your texts, your calls, your files, Arattai currently only fully encrypts voice and video calls. That means your standard text messages don't have that same level of protection by default, which frankly is a major gap. Zoho says they're working on it, but for now, it's a really significant difference. Okay, but privacy is only half the story. To actually get people to switch, an app also has to be amazing at what it does. Because let's face it, if it's slow or clunky, no one's going to use it, right? So Zoho's strategy is to bake productivity features right into their tools, making them more than just secure alternatives. Check this out. One of Ulaa's coolest features is its use of different modes. So instead of one browser for everything, you get 5 separate, isolated profiles. Work mode can block social media to help you focus. Kids mode has parental controls and a child lock. There's even an open season mode for those times when you just need a website to work and you can turn off all the blockers temporarily. It's a really clever way to compartmentalize your digital life. Arattai also comes packed with some impressive tools. The Meetings tab is a total game changer, basically turning your chat app into a meeting scheduler. Pocket is a dedicated space for saving notes and files to yourself, so no more creating a WhatsApp group with just you in it. And the Mentions feed makes it super easy to find where people are trying to get your attention in those super busy group chats.
So, how does Zoho Sheet stack up against the giant Microsoft Excel? Well, while Excel is still the king of complex financial modeling, Zoho Sheet is clearly built for a different era. It's designed for modern, collaborative, cloud-first teams. The real-time editing is seamless, and its built-in AI, Zia, can answer plain English questions about your data. It even has this killer feature where you can just snap a picture of a data table and the app will turn it into a working spreadsheet. It's really built for a different kind of workflow.
Of course, no product is perfect. Let's get real for a minute. Switching away from an industry standard always means there are going to be trade-offs, and the Zoho Suite definitely has some significant hurdles to overcome.
First up is performance. While Ulaa feels fast in basic use, research and user reviews point out that it can be a bit of a memory hog. Unlike Chrome, which has gotten better at putting inactive tabs to sleep, Ulaa can keep a bunch of processes running. This can slow down machines with less RAM, especially if you're a tab hoarder like me.
And this user feedback kind of tells a similar story. If you look at the G2 ratings, Ulaa scores pretty well, but Chrome still just edges it out in key areas like ease of use and quality of support. What this suggests is that while Ulaa is a really strong contender, it maybe lacks some of that polish and refinement that comes from Chrome's years and years of development and its massive user base.
And we have to come back to this because it's arguably the biggest trade-off of all. For a whole suite of apps that sells itself on privacy, the lack of default end-to-end encryption for text messages in Arattai is a major compromise. For a lot of users, this one single point could be an absolute deal breaker.
So, after laying out all these strengths and weaknesses, who is the ideal user for the Zoho ecosystem? I mean, who does this switch actually make sense for?
Well, it seems like the ideal user is someone who puts that ad-free, privacy-first experience above everything else, even if it means giving up a little bit of performance. It looks perfect for small businesses and startups that are on a budget and need strong cloud-based collaboration tools. If you're already using other Zoho products like their CRM, then it's a totally natural fit. And hey, if you really value those built-in productivity tools in Arattai, it could genuinely make your workflow better.
And really, that's the ultimate question, isn't it? Zoho has built a compelling, thoughtful, and feature-rich alternative to the tools we all use every single day. It offers a different path, one that doesn't rely on harvesting your data. But in a world where convenience is king and everyone you know is on the same platform, is a better philosophy actually enough to make you change your habits? That's definitely something to think about.